What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 4, and we start today's episode off with a game against Carlisle United here, away from home at Brunton Park. And this is, of course, the Capital One Cup second round. We beat Peterborough United in the first round by a goal to nil. That was our first competitive game in this series. We won by a goal to nil. And as I would have said in that game, I'm really not that interested in the Capital One Cup. So as you'll see here, or as you would have just seen, I rested my entire side, or possibly I might have had one first team player now. I'm not sure, but I rested. Actually, I think I did rest the entire side. But yeah, anyway, I'm not really that interested in the Capital One Cup. The cup competitions just aren't really interested in me, whatsoever. Because the priority for this year is to be trying to get out of the division. Basically, we're going to be trying to progress into a promotion place, whether that be via the playoffs or automatic promotion, which I think that's quite doubtful. But definitely the playoff place. And the cup competitions, it's a long season in the championship, and the cup competitions just make it even longer. So really, I'm not that bothered in this game. I do want to get through, of course. It'd be very nice to get through, but what I'm trying to say is if I go out, I'm not going to be too disappointed. But even so, he actually took the lead in the 17th minute here. It was Andy Keogh who got to the ball after a lovely piece of passing. We gave the ball away, we won it back again. The chip ball came over the top, and Keogh headed the ball past Ben Amos on loan from Manchester United. So a really good finish by Keogh there, and it's 1-0 to Millwall. And Padermo was also making his debut in this game, the free agent goalkeeper we picked up, and his kicking was brilliant as well. And in the 22nd minute here, Richard Chaplow comes through. Again, it's a really nice goal. Some fantastic passing in there. Really nice. Play out from the back from the goalkeeper's kick. And we work our way up the pitch. And eventually Chaplow comes through. And that's a lovely chip over Ben Amos as well. So 22 minutes in, 23 minutes in. Carlisle 0, Millwall 2. I mean, Carlisle are a League One side. So, they're not going to be threatening us too much. But even so, it was still a fantastic start for us here. And Jimmy Abdul had a great chance to make it 3-0 in the 39th minute. But he drilled his shot wide of Amos's post. So still 2-0. But that was it for the first half. In the second half, we made a very bright start once again. Marcos Lopez down the left-hand side there, gets past McSweeney with a lovely piece of drag back there. Crosses the ball in, and the header from Richard Chaplow goes just wide the post. We couldn't get his second goal of the game, but it was still 2-0, and Carlisle didn't threaten whatsoever. They were so bad in this game. And on the stroke of the hour mark, Jimmy Abdul chips the ball over the top to Lee Martin. Martin gets past O'Hanlon with a lovely piece of dribbling, rises the challenge there, jumps over the top of it, goes through one-on-one, and this just summed it up for Carlisle, really. Absolutely terrible. The shot took a deflection, it then hit Ben Amos, and then just somehow creeped into the bottom corner. Lee Martin, I think he must have been thinking that goal's going to get taken off him straight away, because that was a terrible, well, it was a goal, no doubt about it, but it was really lucky for us to get that goal there, and it was 3-0. Andy Keogh almost made it 4-0 there and got his second of the game, but it was still 3-0, and as I said, Carlisle, they did not threaten whatsoever. Padermo, obviously making his debut for us, he made one save in the entire game. It was a simple catch, and that was it. Michael Ngua had a good chance off the bench there to get his first goal in the Millwall shirt, but it did finish 3-0 here. So we go back to London, returning from the north with a win and a ticket into the next round of the Capital One Cup in the third round. So yeah, it was a very simple win, a routine win. That's the way of describing it, a routine win really, and it was a very simple win. But of course, Padermo did start in that game, the free agent goalkeeper, but we would start Nyland back in the Championship here against Middlesbrough at the Den. So obviously these two goalkeepers would both make their debuts in the same week. So Padermo kept a clean sheet, which meant it was time for Nyland to also keep a clean sheet. Otherwise, I might be considering to start Padermo in the league instead. But even so, we did take on Middlesbrough, and of course Middlesbrough got a very good side. Of course, they've now got a new manager, one of the old Real Madrid boys. I can't remember his name though, but I'm sure you guys will comment it for me. But one of the old Real Madrid lads that's now taken over there as head coach, and still got some decent players. Middlesbrough, obviously good Premier League experience there in Shea Given and Jonathan Woodgate and Dean Whitehead and so on, and obviously Marvin Emnes is a striker I really do rate. So a good squad Middlesbrough have, and in the 32nd minute, a great chance for us. Feeney comes through here, Liam Feeney 1-on-1, but Shea Given, the former Newcastle goalkeeper, makes a fantastic save. Former Newcastle, Manchester City and Villa goalkeeper makes a really good save, and it's still 0-0. And in the 82nd minute here, what about this for a chance of Middlesbrough? I gave the ball away with Scott Malone, and Emnes' shot hit Nyland's boots, and then somehow Butterfield at the far post had a free header, was surely going to put it into the open goal, and he ended up putting it into the side netting. So relief for us, and definitely Scott Malone, as his pack pass went straight into the path of Emnes. His shot deflected off the boots of Nyland, end, and Butterfield missed an open goal, so complete relief for us here, and it was still 0-0. We should have been losing this game. It was such a really, really tense game. Nothing much really happened, to be honest, but straight from the goal kick we made our way up the field. Andy Keogh found Steve Morrison here down the right hand side. Morrison with the roulette, gets past Jonathan Woodgate here, keeps on going, then gets past his man, keeps on going, gets inside the box with his left foot and smashes the ball past Shay Given. So much shot power on that from Morrison into the back of the net. A great finish from Morrison, somehow goes through the net, but yeah, a really, really good finish there. And that was how the game finished. So a very, very tense game. I found the AI on Legendary, it's really, really tense. Like, they just continuously stop and turn with the ball. They never go forward. They barely ever go forward. They just keep on playing it around the middle of the park. And when you intercept, you have a good chance to break. But other than that, it just means that all of the games like are really, really sort of low action, if you know what I mean. Like, there's barely ever any action in it. So that was a very, very uneventful game, and all of the games are like that, really. But even so, we got the win, and that's the most important thing. And to be honest, we should have lost that game after that back pass by Malone. Luckily, we got bailed out by an open goal miss. But even so, it was 1-0. We got the 3 points, and Nyland came in and said, thanks for being one of the first names on the team sheet. And I was like, you played one game, of course you were going to play. But even so, it was nice to improve his morale. And yeah, it's a good win, and 2 clean sheets out of 2 wins out of 2. A very good start to today's episode. And the third game is against Blackburn Rovers here at Ewood Park. So Blackburn, the side who I actually started my FIFA 13 career mode off with. So travelling to Ewood Park here would be reminiscent for me, my old FIFA 13 career mode. But even so, it was going to be a tough game, of course, because Blackburn have some very, very good players, and a player that I really would like to sign sometime down the line in Grant Hanley. I don't know what it is about Grant Hanley. I just think he's a really, really solid centre-back. I'm sure if I have any Blackburn fans, you might be agreeing with me, but I really like Grant Hanley. And of course, Jordan Rhodes is one of the best strikers in the Championship, no doubt about it. He's such a fantastic clinical finisher, and in my opinion, should be playing in the Premiership. But anyway, the first chance of the game came to us in just 2 minutes' time. Lee Martin collected the ball here down the left-hand side, got past Grant Hanley for pace, took aim, but put the ball just wide. I tried to sort of just drill it towards the far post there, catch Paul Robinson out, but sadly I put too much whip on it, and the ball did go out for a goal kick. So still 0-0. But in the 23rd minute, it was us again. Mark Beavers down the left-hand side here, gets past his man, gets taken down by Judge as well. It's a terrible, terrible challenge, and the referee rightfully gives a booking to Judge there as we win a free kick in the 23rd minute. And of course, I'm still yet to score a free kick in the career mode. Only 4 episodes, but still yet to score a free kick. Got 3 players standing over it. I decided to drill it with the third man, Shane Lowry. Takes aim with his left foot, but it's a good save by Paul Robinson. It would have had to have been a fantastic free kick to beat Paul Robinson from there and that angle, but even so, a good save with the goalkeeper had to be made, and it's still 0-0. But from the corner, Blackburn failed to deal with it. Comes out to Richard Chaplow on the half volley on the edge of the area, but he blazes the ball into the stand. So a very, very poor finish, and that was how the game finished. And again, it's exactly what I've been saying. It's really, really low action, these games. You know, maybe I need to up the half length to 8 minutes, but it's just the AI. They barely ever come forward. They just pass the ball around the middle of the park, and if you can intercept their passes, you can go on a counter. But other than that, you know, it's always so low action. Only a few shots per game, and the possession is always usually in their favour. So it's kind of frustrating, you know, because it just means that there's not really going to be too many goal fests. You know what I mean? It's always great fun when you see a goal fest on career mode, but nowadays it doesn't look like that's going to be a possibility. But even so, it was our third. Well, we're still undefeated. That's all I need to say. We're still undefeated so far in the series, and yeah. 3 clean sheets out of 3, and the final game was against Charlton Athletic here at the Den for the South London derby. So our first derby in charge of Millwall here, and trying to get the atmosphere going at the Den here for a very feisty game here as the teams came out. But it would be a very decent game, and Charlton, funny enough, was one of the teams I was thinking about starting this career mode with, if you guys would have been okay with that, because I was thinking maybe some people wouldn't like me to do Millwall, so I thought maybe I'll do Charlton, another London club, instead. But of course I chose Millwall, and you guys are really enjoying the career mode so far. You guys seem to really enjoy it, so thank you very much for all the support, I should say straight away. I wanted to get it in there just in case, just to say thanks. But anyway, in the 28th minute here, Nyland collects the ball here way out of his area and gives the ball to Michelle Weiser. Weiser down the right hand side, skips past Stewart with a nice piece of agility, keeps on going down the right hand side. It was a really good chance here because Weiser chips the ball into Liam Feeney. It's a free header just before the 6-yard box, and it goes straight into Hamer. He should have put more power on that header, but he didn't, and it was still 0-0. And in the 42nd minute, once again, we play out from the back. Nyland collects it, chips it over the top towards Feeney. I think it comes to Trotter. Trotter finds Morrison. Morrison finds Trotter. A nice link-up play between these two. Trotter down the right-hand side, cuts inside onto his left foot, and his shot was surely going to find the far corner, but it was blocked by the defender, and it was still 0-0. But on the stroke of half-time, how about this? Morrison crosses in a free kick. It's headed up in the air. It comes to Stewart at the far post. Surely going to score. Brilliant stop by our goalkeeper Nyland, and makes another great save as well there. So a fantastic double save by our new goalkeeper, and it's still 0-0. But in the 70th minute, once again, it looked like it was going to be a stalemate. The ball comes over to Stewart here, and it's another brilliant save by Nyland. I am so glad I've got this goalkeeper. He looks fantastic, and it's a brilliant double save there. He had made 3 brilliant saves in this game, and we went on a counter from that save. We went down the left-hand side. Carrasco's onto it, keeps on going, beats Morrison for pace, cuts past him with a nice little burl spin, shoots. It's saved. It's going to cross the line, but Liam Feeney goes ahead and steals the goal. It was definitely going to cross the line as he's wagging his finger there at the Charlton defenders. But as you can see here, look at him just blast the ball in from about a millimetre out there. Liam Feeney gets the goal, but it should have been Carrasco's. But I don't care. It was 1-0 to us. And in the 82nd minute, how about this? Kermagant with a brilliant chance there at the far post, but he blazes his half volley into the stand. Should have scored, and it was still 0-0. And in the 88th minute here, Charlton were doing everything they could to try and get themselves an equalising goal. They just couldn't put the ball past the goalkeeper though. We managed to get the ball away here. Andy Keogh's onto it. It's a great chance for a 2-on-2. Keogh plays the ball through to Marcos Lopez. It's now a 2-on-1. Lopez, the substitute, has all the time in the world. He's through on goal, and he puts the ball past the goalkeeper. So Marcos Lopez off the bench gets his first goal in a Millwall shirt, on loan from Man City, of course. And yeah, a really, really good finish by Marcos Lopez. He was played through 1-on-1. He used his pace there, put the ball past Ben Hamer. That made it Millwall 2, Charlton 0. The Den was rocking, and we get the win here by 2-0. So I was absolutely delighted with this win in the South London derby. And as always, guys, a big thank you for watching today's video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you have, please leave likes. That's much appreciated, and it really does help my channel out. And I'll see you for the next episode of Career Mode very soon.